Hello, and welcome to the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin radio show. I am your host, Kaylin John Louis, and I am very, very happy to be on the air with everyone today. Thank you so much to every single person who continues to keep listening to the show. I really appreciate your listening ears and hope that you continue to share this with people that you know. I ask that you download the Hallelujah 95.3 app so that you can listen to the show on the go on your electronic devices. And by all means, have somebody click in, listen in to today's show, because I believe that it's just going to be some good information to get out there. And especially if you have any young ladies that you know, please have them tune in right now. As a friendly reminder, please make sure you are continuing to be safe. We're in April, still in those spring allergies. Our world is a little crazy right now. So just please be safe in every aspect, everywhere you go, everything that you do. Make sure you are maintaining your safety and keeping yourself healthy. Get outside, get active. Make sure you're just keeping yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually and emotionally healthy. So, yes. Well, to get right into today's show, we are officially in April. You know, the last few weeks as we close Women's History Month, I was discussing some of having so many amazing young ladies and women on my show to talk about what Women's History Month really meant to them and to get their insights. And I know I said that I really want to continue just sharing those great things that are going on with young women in the community past Women's History Month. And as you know, I am very, very big on making sure that we allow everyone in our community to know what's going on, to be provided with resources. That is really the purpose of this show. And today I have the honor of talking about an upcoming event that is going on in our community, specifically for young ladies. And I have the honor of having Miss Fadrina Sutton on to give a little bit more about and talk about the organization Ladies Learning to Lead and their upcoming conference. But before she comes in, I do want to give her an introduction. So Miss Sutton hails from Lake City, Florida, and is a graduate of the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University School of Business and Industry. She has over 10 years of management experience overseeing the day-to-day operations of corporate, governmental, and nonprofit organizations. For over 8 years, she's been a mentor and coach to women and girls. Her community networking, advocacy, and fundraising led her to Mary Kay as an official Mary Kay Foundation ambassador and a volunteer for Ladies Learning to Lead. Beginning in 2021, Ms. Sutton transitioned from L3 volunteer to L3 program director and eventually to L3 interim executive director. She is married to local celebrity chef Douglas Sutton. She is bold, creative, and strategic. Her name again is Miss Fadrina Sutton, and I am excited to have a conversation with her today about Ladies Learning to Lead. Welcome to the show, Miss Sutton.
Hi. Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being on. I know I gave you an introduction, but can you tell the audience just a little bit more about yourself and just give a nice description of what Ladies Learning to Lead is to our listeners?
Awesome. So I am now officially the executive director for Ladies Learning to Lead, and I am over the moon about it. I have been a avid volunteer and supporter of the organization for many years, and I am grateful. I always say one that my superpower is that I am encouraging and empowering women and girls, and I do that through my Mary Kay business and through my role with Ladies Learning to Lead. And so a little bit about the organization as a whole, founded back in 2010 by Samantha Vance. The Ladies Learning to Lead is preparing young ladies and middle school and high school for college, careers, and life. That is our goal. We want to know and help young ladies to just be prepared for after high school. And so, what started as just a 1 day workshop turned into our leadership conference, which we'll talk a little bit more about today. But we now, we originally started in the Tallahassee and the Big Bend area, but we now span across the entire state with staff teams in Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. So we're really excited about the opportunity of what we're able to do impacting the young ladies and communities throughout the state. And so, again, Ladies Learning to Lead, we do that through our community workshops, like our Dress for Success workshop that we had just a few weekends ago. We have a financial wellness workshop, as well as a multicultural workshop. But our bread and butter, what we're known for, what led us to the impact that we have today, is our annual leadership conference. And so that leadership conference is 3 days, 2 nights over at FSU's campus. The young ladies are able to stay in the dorm, so they get that dorm experience. We do a college night stroll, so they get to eat college food. But the goal is that we are preparing them for their next steps and their next phase. So we have speakers come in from all over the country, and then we also have local women who come to share with the students about a variety of topics, from civic engagement to leadership in STEM and STEAM careers, to financial wellness, again, mock interview sessions, to resiliency in relationships. I mean, literally everything you could think of, we are talking with the girls about it. And I always say that was actually my introduction into Ladies Learning to Lead, was the conference. I came as a speaker. I was on a panel, and I just kept going, what are you doing here? How can I be involved? How can I do more? So that's a little bit about me, and then about the organization and the conference.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. First, I want to say congratulations to everyone in the organization on the expansions in the state of Florida. That is very, very commendable. And I just know that it is good to have programs out there who are for not just for youth, but especially for young girls. Because a lot of times, sometimes people may not have those mentors in their life, or those people that they can connect with to get that love, get that support, get those important lessons. And so, L3, we thank you, and we thank you just for all that you've done with L3 to make it what it is. And even with you sharing just some of the different events and organizations and drives and that go into making L3 what it is, I want you to be also share how the young ladies who may be listening, or parents who may be listening, can get involved with Ladies Learning to Lead, and just kind of what are some more of those benefits that they can receive from getting to know the organization.
Awesome. So the first thing would be head straight over to L3conference.org. So that's L3, the number 3, conference.org. You're going to see all the information relevant to the conference. We have a outline of our schedule for the event, how to get registered, cost, everything there is at L3conference.org. So that's number 1. The deadline to apply is April 15th, so it's coming shortly. So you want to get in there and get that completed. And what I love about our application for the conference is that it's meant to mimic a college application a little bit. We're asking you how you're doing in school. We're asking you to answer some thought-provoking kind of essay type questions, right? Because we want to get you thinking in that mode. And then we do 2 things. One, I do offer scholarships for those where we never want cost to be a barrier for a student to be able to participate. So there's an option for you to check if you would like to be considered for a scholarship. And then we also do something really special every year where we do a Leading Lady of the Year. And so for those students who are just stand out, we want you to participate in that selection process and submit your resume and maybe a letter of recommendation, some other things that would help you be considered as our leading lady of the year. So that is how you register right there, l3conference.org. You want to make sure you get that in before April 15th. We've got a lot of goodies and some things happening, so we need to know who's going to be there. And we're expecting over 200 girls. We're prepared for over 200 girls to be a part of the conference this year, so make sure you get registered. And then as far as connecting with L3 as a whole, like one of the other programs that we absolutely love is our career focused mentoring program. We call it the Ladies of Resilience Career Mentoring Program. And you can find out more information about that by going to our regular website, which is just l3ladies.org, and go to the mentoring tab. And so there's information there on how to get plugged in, how to get paired up with a career woman in the field that you're thinking about going into, maybe have a little bit of job shadowing opportunity there. And then we also pair those mentees with a college mentor so they can know, what does high school really look like? I hate to admit it, but it's been a little bit since I've graduated college. So I want to pair them with someone who's in the mix of it right now, so to kind of tell them about how to get to and through college. And so we love that all of our career mentees or our career program mentees have come away with 2 mentors. And so that's super, super awesome. And then they can always plug into any of our community workshops whenever we're having them. And that way they will know what's going on, and they can come to any of those with no costs or anything of that nature. So, yeah.
Well, y'all are listening. If you have any young ladies and you want them to get involved, definitely make sure you register for the conference. It is very impactful, and I just think that the more people who hear about it, that's why I wanted you to be able to just come on here, because a lot of people do need to hear about these resources. There's several people who are saying, I want my kids to be involved in different things in the community. Well, this is a resource right here. If you're looking for a weekend where your young ladies can just get a chance to not only learn more things, but connect with new people and to just really learn those life skills, please have them register for the Ladies Learning to Lead conference that will be coming up. Make sure also, I know we've talked about L3. I want the audience to really get to know a little bit more about you though as well, because I know that with me personally, everything I do, I have inspiration behind it, or I had someone in my life that motivated me to start. And so that's what I'm wondering for you. Is there something that really motivated you or inspired you to want to connect with young girls or mentor young girls to be where they or be in their best versions of themselves?
Yes. Thank you so very much for asking. So I want to say there are 2 things that I think about when I go back to my personal journey, my personal childhood. So I am a family of 5. I'm the youngest girl, and my older sisters were phenomenal, standout. They literally paved the way. And what ended up happening a lot of times was I didn't really have my own name. I was so-and-so's sister, right? And so that bred this thing in me that wanted to like outdo all the things that they did. I was like, well, I got to one up them. If my sister was this type of officer, then I got to be the president, silly things that girls do. But because of the things my parents had us exposed to, a lot of things early on, college early on. We did like McKnight Achievers, all sorts of things. But because my sister had a mentor, right? In 5th grade, there was a project where they had to decide what they wanted to be when they grew up and find someone in our community who was doing that thing. And so my sister had an opportunity to meet with a lawyer in our community, a woman lawyer, and who really took her under her wing and just, encouraged her to continue to that fight. You know what I mean? Like just continue on. And I just saw how it helped my sister stay focused in on what she wanted to do. And so and I was like, well, how come she gets a mentor and I don't have a mentor, right? And I was young at that time too, but when I kind of got a little older, my mom ended up putting me in a program. It was called Take Stock in Children, where participants of the program would be paired with a mentor, and then they would also receive like 2 years of free education at a community college. And so I was a part of that program from 7th grade until 11th grade. And my mentor at the time, like I love the fact, one, that she was older, and not older, but she was older than me, but she wasn't as old as my mom. She was cool, and she would just listen to me, and she would encourage me. And having another caring adult other than your parent is just such a big deal. Like, you want to be able to just listen to your parent. You shouldn't have to have somebody else say the same thing your parent says, but when they're cooler, it just, it just does something to you. So me having that experience early on, I knew that I don't know that I knew the benefit of it at the time, but by the time I got to college and I was talking to other students, and I was like, "Oh, y'all didn't have? Oh, you didn't have a? Oh, I was on it. Oh, like, okay, like this isn't the norm. You know what I mean? Like, some of the things that were the norm for me were not the norm for other students. And I just started realizing like how much of an advantage I had, because I had a lot of exposure early on, and because I had a mentor for those formidable years in my life, that I could talk with her about school and what the next steps were. I could talk with her about, teachers who were, unfortunately not giving me the grade that I really deserved, and like how to advocate for myself, and even talk to her about boys, and, just different things we were able to talk about that helped me just move to that next phase, and really dig in, and have a plan for after high school. And so once I was a part of college, and after graduating college, and I was always interested in doing like Sunday school classes, like always interested in being the auntie, always interested in like being the big sis to someone, because I felt like I had that growing up, and I wanted to be able to give that to others. And I was working, I did some volunteer work with PACE, and I happened to be talking with one of the board members that I didn't realize at the time. And she was like, "I really think you would like Samantha. Like, you should chat with her. She's got this great girls group, and I really feel like you would do well." And so I did. I reached out to Samantha, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, conference is coming up. We could use you, as a panel speaker, or, maybe you could do some volunteer work with us." And I was like, "All right, sure." And so that very first experience, coming in and seeing the girls come in to that first night, right? So that very first night, we always do networking, right? Like, so that very first night, we give the girls business cards, they get their name tag, we teach them how to, introduce themselves. I am, very good. I am who, where you're from and what school you attend, and teach them how to network across, how to talk to other peers, their students, and then also how to network with adults, and like talk to people that are older than you, and like speak with power and authority in your voice, and that. And you see them come in, and sometimes they're clicked up, but sometimes they're just just observant, right? They're just observing, and then they go through that networking session, and then we take them to actually network with some adults, and they get an opportunity right away, and to put those skills to use. And then seeing them on day 2, when they more community people are coming in, and they're talking with them, and they're talking with their group members more, and all of that. And then by day 3, they don't want to go home, and they're like, "This is my new best friend." And I didn't know that there were other girls who had my same experiences, or that there are other people who were thinking about going to the same schools for college, or they're studying to be some of the same professions, or just different things, making connections that they would not have made had they not come. And being a speaker, like, was just like, I see what's happening here, and I just need to be a part of what's happening here. You know what I mean? Because these women, these girls are going to be, like, Michelle Obama didn't become Michelle Obama. Like there was a route to getting her to be there, right? And so these girls are at the precipice of that molding, that shaping. And a lot of times we all women actually, we have it within us, right? There just needs to be a stirring a little bit, and there needs to be the support of I got you. I'm behind you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can do that. Let's walk alongside. Let's go hand in hand. And so I was really excited about the opportunity to chat with the girls. I'm always so impressed with the girls when they come in and talk with them. And I love that we all, Dr. Torres, who's been a board member for many, many years, is now one of our consultants. She always goes, I like seeing the Beckys and Shaquitas. And I love seeing that diversity within the group and just the bridge building that happens and being able to be comfortable, in your own skin and in your own space, and connecting one to another. I just Every single time, every group of girls that comes in, we have several girls who repeat year after year, and then we have several new girls every time, and they always walk away with like, wow, this was amazing, I wasn't expecting that, this was great. And so I love that we offer that to our middle school and high school girls, that they get that little bit of time away from home sometimes, and that they get that dorm life experience, because sometimes you only know what you see. And so by giving them an opportunity to see something different, it really does make a difference. And so that's a part of what we do and why we do it, and just continuing to do the do.
Well, that's good that you got started. I know that it is a lot, and I think a lot of young ladies do need that mentoring. They need people in their life, as you said, to stir them up and mentor. Because I really believe that just everyone in life has the potential to be great. They just have to really get those skills and strengthen the things that they know or that they have inside of them to be greater. And so just to see that there is an organization locally, and not just locally, but that is being spread over to really pour into young ladies, for them to understand that it's okay to be who they are. It's okay to
Yes.
embrace all that they are and to learn how to be professional. I think my generation, I mean, we know what we do, but I think that there's just a different level when you get that help. I know with me in my entire life, having mentors in my life and being able to be a part of certain events where I can learn more about being a young lady, or learning how to talk in front of people, connect and network with those as
Yes.
older than me, or just learning how to be a young lady of excellence has allowed me to be where I am today. So for those listening, really it is important that you do make sure that you are getting your young ladies involved. It's right here. I mean, for those listening in Tallahassee, it's going to be right here. So you can't say you didn't hear about it. We have it out here, right? We have someone listening. If you hear it, say it to someone else. L3
Right.
Conference, Ladies Learning to Lead. Go sign up on the actual website, because there's just so much that they'll be able to get. And I know that even with the organization, knowing its values, its mission, and all of that, that it is very important that people get involved just as much as we can sit here on social media or we can watch YouTube videos and learn about this stuff. It really is good to get involved, get in person, be intentional about being a part of events like these. And that's really why I wanted to come on and talk about this. And as we get ready to wrap up, I do want you to kind of give some advice to those listening. I love asking all guests who come on, just even with it, we've been ending Women's History Month, and we talk about ladies learning to lead. So are there any advice that you would give to young girls who may want to be a leader or they are currently leading, and just some tips for how they can be better? I know a lot of times people deal with that fear of not wanting to go out because they're scared of what may happen. So what would
Hmm.
you say to that?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have so much I want to say. I'm going to make it concise though. So the first thing, the first thing I would say, and the thing that has probably helped me the most, right, is that, and this is good for anyone, man or woman, young or old. There is a point where you have to feel the fear of it, but do it anyway. right? So there are definitely going to be times where you may feel like you don't know enough, that you've not experienced enough, that you're not as cute as the next girl, or whatever it is, right? Whatever fear may come up in you, right? There are times where you can't wait till you're not afraid. You're going to have to feel the fear and do it anyway. And another thing, and in the age of social media and everything, where we're in a comparison like all the time, unfortunately or fortunately. I always say, like, I don't look at other people with jealousy or envy. If there's something that they have that I want, then it becomes inspiration that if one person can do it, I can too. But the thing that I would say that has also been very, very helpful for me is that done is better than perfect. I will work with the spirit of excellence. I will want to give it my best, but done is better than perfect. And sometimes I have to be willing to do it poorly until I can do it good and then do it great. And I know that we've like certain seen lots of research that girls in particular, they are leaders, they are outspoken, they have a lot of fire within them, and they lose it in that third, fourth, between third and sixth grade. They lose it, and it comes into a bit of that comparison. School in itself can be hard, but then they really do start, unfortunately, to internalize some of the messages about what girls can and can't do, that things are for or aren't, they're for, this is for boys, or they start to hear the that girls are naggy or they're bossy or whatever, when in fact they're just leaders and they need a place to lead, right? And so if you've heard any of those things, like that you're bossy or you talk too much, or any of those things, you correct them on the spot. No, I'm a leader. And it is, I as long as you are taking into account others' thoughts and feelings, you're not bulldozing. We don't want to bulldoze, but you can have an idea and share your idea. You can say, I think I have a way to implement said idea. I have a track that I think we can go on. You're definitely able to share any of those things, and really do it now. I love that you had a thought for your caring connection, and you went with it. You wanted to do something else and you did your next thing. Like the girl, you were a speaker at our conference last year, and several of the girls in our survey just noted like how they were inspired that there were young people doing the thing they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever your heart was to do, that you were doing it. And then that's really it. Find the space, find the thing that you want to do in the world, or a gap that you think you can fill, and do it now. You don't have to wait. And I love that we have the opportunity and some of the resources and some of the connections to come alongside you and move it forward. And not a better place to do that would be our Elfrid conference, because you don't know who you're going to meet there, who could be a connection for you, who can speak for you in rooms that you're not in. So those will be kind of my last words. And if you are an adult thinking, man, she's been talking about the girls, I want to get on in on some of this too, we have opportunity for you as well, right? So we encourage women and girls around here. So we have volunteer opportunities and you can be a part of related to conference specifically. You can be a mentor in our Ladies of Resilience Career Mentoring Program. And you can also support the organization all the time. We call it the ABCs. You can advocate for us in rooms that we're not in. Follow us on all social media at L3 Ladies. Share our things. That's advocating for us. You can build with us, volunteer, partner, and contribute always. It's $150 for a student to attend the conference, and we offer scholarships. So if you want to make sure somebody can go who, and it not finances not be a barrier for them, then think of contributing in that way to make sure that a girl somewhere is going to get an opportunity to attend. So that's us and what we do. And I'm so excited to be here. And thank you so very much for spending this time with me and all that you're doing. I just want you to know we're so proud of you. I see all the things that you're doing. I know this is your senior year. Congratulations to
Thank
you
you so
and
much.
your next steps. And we're going to continue to follow you and support you along the way. So thank
Well,
you again
thank
for
you.
having me.
Yes, thank you so much for just being here. I really appreciate it. And if anyone wants to get in contact with her, we will get out that information. Before we do get off, I do want to announce quick announcement. Dash Foundation Incorporated, along with local community youth serving organizations, are organizing the MJS21 experience on Saturday, May 20th, for the purpose of educating youth ages 15 to 19 in the areas of financial literacy, health literacy, goal setting, and educational attainment. Follow my social media platforms for more information. I also ask that you save the date July 15th for the second annual KCK Backpacks for the Homeless event that will be coming up. We are really, really looking forward to all that will happen. So please mark your calendars. All other announcements, again, remember to register for the Ladies Learning to Lead conference. They would love to see you out there, and I know that it would just be great. And as I always say, please connect with me on my social media platforms. To see everything, you can go to www.kaylenscaringconnection.com to see more about why I choose to do what I do. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support and hope that you are enjoying these empowering conversations. Always know that I care about you. And if no one else has told you today, know that I love you. Thank you for listening, and catch me on the next KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin radio show. Bye-bye.